You are tuning into the Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Spiritual Insight Show with Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very happy and pleased, and of course, joyful, very grateful to be with each and every one of you sitting in Sacred Circle this evening. And whether you're watching this show live or you're watching this in the archives, thank you so much for taking your place among the Sacred Circle, and that the energies, it is just still powerful. And please know that there's a lot of love here and a lot of giving and receiving. So, hello, Teresa. Yes, blessings to all. Welcome, dear. Thank you for joining our Sunday Circle. Oh, yes. All right. So what I want to do as we're waiting for everyone else coming in is we will, I'll go ahead and just take care of some business, so to speak. And if you hear squeaking in the background, it was so funny. I was telling my husband and my eldest son who's watching hockey in the next room, try to keep it down. I know it's the Stanley Cup playoffs, but I mean, not the actual playoff, but they're in the playoff mode. So the second round of the series. So I was like, okay, keep it down. And no, but I forgot to tell the dogs because my dog is playing with the squeak toy. So if you hear an occasional squeak, you know what it is. It's Ty. Oh my goodness, Chris, good evening. And it's snowing there. Wow. Oh, Canada. It was a very cold day. I mean, I am layered. You really can't tell what I'm wearing, but I mean, it's cold and rainy here today in Connecticut, in southeastern Connecticut. You could see, the sun would try to peek out in between the clouds every once in a while, but it was just, storm system came in. So that's all right. Okay, so I would like to hear them all. Hi, puppies. Yeah. So, they're fed. They went for a walk. So now they just want to play. Hello, Amy. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I just wanted to let everyone know of my website. And again, this is everyone watching live or in the archives and also listening live on Spreaker Radio. Welcome everyone there. And thank you so much for tuning in. And be sure to, those who are not familiar with my website, please check out my website, whitesagewoman.com. And that's Sage, S-A-G-E, whitesagewoman.com. And if you worry about the spelling, you can just, you'll find it. You start Googling it, it'll pop up. Spiritual Insight Show. You'll eventually get to it. All right. And hello, Sarah. How are you, dear? Hold on just one moment. Let me, there we go. All right, Sarah and Anthony and my godson, Austin, who is going to has a birthday in the next couple of days. I can't believe he's getting so old. He's getting so old. I mean, he's so young, but he's getting older so fast. The kids grow up so fast. So he'll be 3. Hard to believe. Time's just flying by. All right. And also one more thing for those who may not know this, and just because this show is shared everywhere. So if you would like to be a supporter of the Goldylocks production shows, we are on Patreon. So go check that out and check out all the perks for actually joining and being a Patreon with Goldylocks Productions. You can also just follow. If you don't want to make a donation, you could just follow and share. So just, share the love that way. It is greatly appreciated. Share this show with people that you think may enjoy it. The topic this evening is going to be prosperity and abundance. And I know a lot of people might go, oh, well, there's so much been done about this. True. But how many people still have a hard time with maybe finances? Especially with empaths. And I love this. All the Happy birthdays are coming in for Austin. That's beautiful. I love it. So if you are first time here watching live on the Goldylocks Productions Facebook page, please feel free to comment. It's very interactive and very loving here. So let's share. And yeah, and even if you watch in archives, like I said, just send me an email. And, if you have any questions or if there's anything, topics that you want to discuss in the future. And so I really thought in sitting down with and preparing for the show, actually days ago, I thought a particular topic was going to be where we're going to discuss. But the last 3 days, it's come in really clear to discuss all of this, prosperity and abundance. And it's like, okay, so we'll do that. Now, before we get into that, we do want to send some healing out, okay? And we're going to do that later after we talk for a bit. Then we'll send some healing. But I want those to prepare. I want the healers. And if you've never sent healing out, that's okay. Just sitting in this sacred circle and just love. Project love. Just love, love, love. Let love come through your sacred heart center. And that's participating. That's helping us with the energies, okay? So if you would like to, we really need to direct. I've been working a lot with other circles in planting these light pillars of light, and healing, whether it's healing the Earth's net, the Earth's grid, the ley lines, planting these beautiful pillars of light with the help of the unicorns, the ninth dimensional unicorns, and the angels, having all of them come in. We do a lot of work with the land, and it's also just equally important to heal with the waters. Now, I've done some that on my own too. Well, not on my own. We all have our angelic committees, our circles of healers that we do deal with, and other light workers that we may have never met in physical, so to speak. You may not even know who they are, but you always come together in sending out healing and work together, because that's how that works. The energy finds its group and comes together, links together. All right. Hello, Wendy. So the more the better, pretty much, right? And it's stronger. All right. So, and we're gonna work on the waters later. Now, there's different ways you can do that. Whenever we're healing the earth or we're helping to heal the waters, I like to use the Lemurian seed, the Lemurian crystal, the Lemurian quartz. I have a couple of them. And even if you have one or you don't have any, that's fine. The energy of us that do have them in the circle will carry everyone else, so to speak. Well, we're all, it's just beautiful. You don't have to have it physically. You can have one esoterically. Do you know that? You can have fifth dimensional and higher toolbox and access anything that you need from there as well. I like to use, sometimes I'm very visual. I can just use my imagination. For those that aren't visual, and sometimes I just feel compelled to do this, I will do it. But I have a little handy world map, just, nothing real. You can print it out on the computer, just a world map. And I lay it down in front of me. And I have one Lemurian crystal that I love to hold. This is, the activator, so to speak. And then this one is the guide. All right. Or it's like the wireless to this. It feeds it through. So I will put this on the map. I will lay this one down on the map of wherever I want to concentrate and send the healing. All right. And so, like for tonight, I'm going to lay it over the oceans, and I'll move it as we work on just sending the waters out, sending it out to all the oceans and water, all the water sources, while I'm holding this one. All right. And so I only use the Lemurian starseed crystal for healing the land, because that's what it was really created for. The whole first crust, the layer of earth, is crystals, and Lemurian crystals are there. So we're activating other Lemurian crystals that are there to help with the healing. And that was the whole purpose of these Lemurian crystals being left by those in Lemuria time and that ancient culture. And yes, it's not a myth. They were true. They truly existed. And that's what they left, the destiny, so to speak, or the legacy is the Lemurian crystals, so that we can activate them. I mean, it's just powerful when we all connect and activate and work together. Okay, so take this time while I'm talking. If you need to find your crystals or you need to prepare, we're going to do that later. I like to give everyone just a little warning so that they're not scrambling last minute trying to get any crystals that they need. And it doesn't have to be Lemurian. It can be clear quartz. It could be amethyst. It could be anything you're drawn to. Just go to wherever your crystals are, your altar, whatever, and pick them, and that's fine. Again, if you don't have them, that's fine. All right? So don't worry about that. Let's see. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Hello, Wendy. I know we said hello. All right. I wonder if okay. Sorry, I'm just checking on making sure that things aren't repeating. Comments sometimes they stick and they repeat. Okay. So, let's get into the topic of the Lemurian. See, look, I got Lemurian on my head. I really do. All right. So it's interesting. There's just been so much going on, and it's so it can be, oh my goodness, things that we want to talk about, and it's like you're going to be clueless, and all of a sudden you get so many things to talk about. You're hearing, and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, I just got to pick one, and or a couple. Hello, Robin. Welcome, dear. Welcome to the Sacred Circle. All right. And so it all started really, there's a lot, and we'll get into this. This will take a show for itself. And so it's, I've told you before, I like watching Ancient Aliens, and Friday night was, okay, Friday and Saturdays are my work days away from the office. I may get some work done in the morning, but it's usually going and doing healing remotely, going elsewhere locally, I should say, some local healing, and taking care of things that like that on Fridays and Saturdays. And so Friday was a long day, and it was like, okay, I'm just going to relax and veg, and let me watch, the Ancient Aliens, even though it is, it's repeat, it's no big deal. But I like watching them, and it's good to have, I guess, hear some of the things. But it's like Ancient Aliens Unclassified, and it ran for like three or 4 hours. It's either 8 to midnight, or when I turned it on, it was like 8:30. So maybe it was 8. But it was like, okay, so I'll watch it. And a lot of the topics you agree and disagree with. It's like, okay, yep. Let's be a little bit more, it's more about, more spiritual. Let me tell you something. The Intergalactic Council, the angels, even those that visit us, don't use spacecraft to come in. They use all these portals. Hello. They use portals to come in. And so it's, and they can access, how many of you had dreams? And how many of you meditate or put yourself on your healing bed, ask for healing, or in a healing session? A healer will create that portal of healing for you and bring them in. So it's I made this joke before, I think a couple of shows ago, that I guess it's your belief system that defines whether a healing session is an alien abduction or an actual healing session with angelic beings. And let's call it what they are. I mean, angels really, there's a fine line between angels and aliens, but there are ancestors. All right. There are ancestors. So most definitely, it's kind of funny just on how we look at things. If you don't understand, or you don't, and I don't want to say you don't have a religious or spiritual foundation. We weren't taught a lot of these things that many of us have been been learning from our experiences, and then just learning as well. So, hey, I want to know more about this, and finding the like-hearted people to connect with, other light workers, and finding out all of that. All right. So welcome everyone, whether you're coming in just now, that's fine. We really haven't gotten into it. So anyway, well, in watching about that and stuff, and then I had to turn off because I get upset when they start talking about AI and transhumanism. You want to just Google that one day. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah. Oh no. That's very 3D, very 3D. How can something that man has made try to take over and lead the world in the future? That's not my reality. I know that's not our reality. Sitting here, we are working on ascension, baby. That's what we're about here. So anyway, and if you want to believe in that, then that's fine. But all I know is I don't, it's, if you want to I just wouldn't trust any computer parts. I don't even like them in my car, much less trying to put computer parts in your bodies or under the skin or have anything that's controlled. And then the whole thing of linking your mind to the internet. Are you kidding me? Like, that's really secure. So you can have someone hack you and control you? What the heck? Anyway, see, I don't want to get on that. That's one of those little buttons that's like, what? People have totally drank the fluoride Kool-Aid, didn't they? I mean, come on. Anyway, to each their own. Everyone can have their beliefs, but I was blown away and had to change. Chad, I was like, yeah, no. But what was interesting, though, is that I did find this show that is called, what is it called? Forbidden History on the Science Channel. And that blew me away. It was beautiful. It talks about everything that we all talk about in one way, shape, or form. It talked about, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, or Yeshua, as I know Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and that Mary Magdalene was really the brains behind Jesus. This is interesting because this will come around later. The Templars, which is something that I've always, maybe in a Templar night in the past, I have that memory. So that's always a fond place for me in my heart. And interesting to see what people have to say about that, in shows and things. And so watching that and it was like, so everything comes full circle. You ask these questions, whether it's years ago or you wonder about something, and you just sit back and relax and the answers start coming in. And that's what it's been like since Friday, flooding all in. And it's just like, I know that with like many other couples, you probably don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And finances can be one of them. My husband and I have never really been on the same page. Forget it. We weren't even in the same book or the same. Come to find out, we really weren't on the same dimension. But that's okay. All right. Most of the times, men and women are not on the same. That's why they talk about the planet. Men are from what? Mars. Women are from Venus. Absolutely. Oh, you like that? Fluoride Kool-Aid. It just came. Anyway, I have a guy that's a comedian, so this, All right. Anyway, let's move on. So, prosperity and abundance. This is what we're going to talk about. And just a lot of ahas, and I understand and I get it. And so let's get into this. All right. And I will take a break and come back and read some comments. All right. After a little bit of it. So, and then dealing with people lately, the topic lately, people coming in psychic medium sessions, even in healing sessions, we've been working on blockages for prosperity and abundance. And so we all know about affirmations and intention, right? And just a little reminder here is to keep your affirmations or intention to what you want. Avoid stating what you don't want. Start acting like you already have the desired outcome that is for your highest and greatest. And so say several times a day. And if those of you who want this, I can, hold on. I think I can copy this, and I'm going to paste this in the chat for you so people will have it. And you can take it, use it, change it, do whatever you need to do. Here we go. I am the prosperous child of an abundant universe. All that I need for my personal expansion and my ability to help others physically, mentally, and spiritually in all dimensions, vibrations, and realms is available to me. I am a magnet to divine prosperity, to individuals and organizations that truly help others, to abundance of health, happiness, harmony, and financial stability. Okay? Again, this is actually a tweaked version of something that I had that I found over a couple years ago. And as I was just composing notes for tonight, and it was, no, let's change it. So you can change it too. Whatever resonates with you. All right? I work with 3 men. I'm listening to Chris. Oh, let me go back to comments real quick. These are good. I want to share this. I work with 3 men, and I can guarantee men and women are not the same. Oh, exactly. And we're not meant to be the same. That's the thing. We're looking for equality. Gosh, I hope not. Because, it's not that kind of equality. We have different features. We benefit. We're supposed to go together. All right. And so anyway, you're welcome. And I want y'all to say that every day. Now, here's the thing. We're going to get into it. We now know that words and thoughts are a tremendous vibratory force, ever molding our bodies and experiences. You must trust and have perfect faith. And then we have to act out your perfect faith. So how do we act out our perfect faith? We're going to get to that too. Don't just say the words, yet keep preparing for the worst instead. If one asks for success and prepares for failure, they're going to get the situation they have prepared for. So now I'm just going to share this with you because this is something that always kind of, what? All right. I volunteer with the American Red Cross. My family and I, when my sons were younger, years and years ago, we were in another state when we did this. I was even a disaster action team captain. We responded. It had a beeper. And all hours, it did not matter. We responded to emergencies, local emergencies. They did have, we didn't go because our kids were small at the time when 9/11 happened. A lot of people from our chapter went up to New York. So there was just, a lot of work that we did. And I liked that disaster, helping people in that situation. But they also teach, and so does a lot of others, like maybe Salvation Army does. Some others who are in the disaster relief will teach disaster preparedness. How do you feel about disaster preparedness? Or now too, like the homesteaders who, you go in the basement and there's years and years and years worth, if it's not a shelter, of emergency supplies. And they're so organized, labeled, and you put a lot of energy into this. So the universe, God, creator, divine source sees you preparing for what you don't want and takes that as to what you do want and gives it to you. Because after all, you work so hard in preparing. All that energy of what you don't want creates that outcome. The disaster then arrives, and now you feel like a victim. No, You're a powerful manifester and just manifested what you didn't want. You're responsible for the outcome that you create. That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? When that realization. But we see it all the time. How many times in watching the news or a disaster strikes, and the way that tornadoes or zigzag and can wipe out one neighbor but not the other. Well, maybe that neighbor prepared. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just, we're more powerful than we even realize. All right? And we just created that in one way, shape, or form, even if we were supposed to experience that. So I always question is like, all right, let's just, you know what? Let's just stay in that state of love and we'll deal with things as they come. How about that? Oh, let me see something here. Okay, I took a screenshot of it. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to copy and paste. I'm on my smartphone. Yes. Each phone is different, so you have to Google how to take a screenshot, okay? And so, Chris, I say I have an inventory. Inventory is good. I don't say I'm prepared for anything. Exactly. That's beautiful. And it's just an inventory. I mean, we go to the store and buy 2 and 3 of something. That's fine. That's inventory. Absolutely. But I'm not preparing for anything other than unexpected company. And now you have it, right? Okay. So, all right. And if any of you know how to take a screenshot, or Chris, I can just private message it to you. Anyone that needs this private message, doesn't know how to screenshot, and would like for it to have that prosperity affirmation private message to them, just let me know, and I'll share it with you there, okay? And so for those that don't know how to do that, so all right, let's see. I just like taking a picture. No, I know I do too, right? Yeah. Snow. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Snow. So you're just gonna be feeding snowmen. No. Right. I mean, now there's a difference between just let's be smart and maintenance wise when you live, or oil, things like that. But I'm talking, I've seen some videos of people going overboard with the preparedness, and that, like I said, is just you're working hard and creating a lot of energy that you probably don't want. Okay, so let's get back to that. Oh my God, they're funny. All right. So align yourself with the divine truth. Trust is preparing for the thing that you ask for when there isn't the slightest sign of it in sight. Whew, isn't that hard? But we just have to dive in and do it. It's the free falling. It's the jumping off the cliff. That's the trust. Preparing for the thing that you ask for, even if you can't physically see it. Because there's a difference when we visualize. That's in a higher vibration. It's in a higher dimension. That's off 3D. When you can't see it on 3D, that's hard. This is the time, the moment when we must make the affirmations of truth repeatedly and rejoice and give thanks that you've already received it. This is where most of the people drop the bomb. Many of us only complete half of this. It may be easy to visualize what we want. And for those that can't visualize, well, we just make a vision board, right? Journal, take pictures, whatever, that's easy. But however, when we give thanks and gratitude to a situation that hasn't even materialized yet, we get an error alarm that goes off in our minds. So you say it out loud, and even you tell somebody, and they'll go, "You're a wackadoodle. Get your head out of the clouds. Why are you giving thanks to something that hasn't even come yet? You're crazy." So that's the outside, external, error alarm triggering your mind. Error alarm going, I don't understand. Of course, your physical mind, which is only as old as your body, is not going to understand anything off this off 3D. Your physical mind is not going to understand anything above 3D. It will when you get both hemispheres united and working together and popping that third eye, working through the third eye to unify the left and right hemispheres of your brain. All right. So, and here's my question, which was asked to me too. Who created or planted that error message in our body's mind? Who created that error message? That's interesting, isn't it? We weren't born with it. Trust must silence the error message from our mind, our 3D mind tries to give. Your clear vision will pierce the world of matter. And when you see clearly the fourth and higher dimensional planes where things are as they really are, perfect and complete in the divine consciousness, free from illusion of the third dimension. The same now, when I was like, this is what I experienced in a healing session. All right, creating that space, allowing whether I'm taking that person into higher vibrations or bringing these light beings, the healing angels, and these galactic healers in, whether it's we're meeting halfway or anyway, it is a much higher vibration. And that's free from the illusion of disease, of anything like that that's really, I don't say negative and pressing on us. We can see the truth. You see everything. You see the divine design and go, wow, that's awesome. Many of us who are sensitive and past, just all right. And those that's had a lot of lives on this earth, and even so many that predate money, and we have exchanges, and you have a hard time struggling with money. The thing though is that look at it as giving and receiving. It's giving and receiving and keeping that in perfect harmony with each other. Now, balance can be different. And when I'm talking about balance, it's not always 50-50. It's different for everyone, wherever that balance is. But when you're in balance, in the harmony, that's when everything comes together so much easier. All right? All right. So hold the vision of your desired outcome and command the manifestation of that which you're ready to receive. Remember, control is from the mind and command is from the Sacred Heart Center. We are connected to that divine consciousness, and all our manifestations must come through us, not to us. Through us, not to us. Okay. Yes, Chris, I find it easier to be grateful and be grateful for what you're waiting for. But see, you're not waiting. Don't wait for it. It's already arrived. But I understand what you're saying. Yes, yeah. Just waiting for it to filter down from the upper vibrations to lower. Many are trying to manipulate by using fear to. Oh, absolutely. We know that. How do you control the masses is with fear. All right. Anyway, let me get this up here. We are more powerful than we're ever taught because it scares those that try to control us, not just governments, all right, church, just any other kind of establishment or organization that wants to control, has tools to control. We all know what they are, all right? And how you manifest, and powerful manifestors do that. We create, and this is what I have at the Angelic Committee. When I have my conversations, my daily conversations with the Angelic Committee, and this is what I'm going to manifest. This is what I'm manifesting. We create the blueprint, the plan, and everything in 4D, 5D, and higher. And then they help in finding the physical resources and then make it happen. So it's through us, not to us. There are plenty of stories of those that have healed themselves from dis-ease and those that can easily create their abundant realities. Our mind's reaction is to state that this is a miracle. Again, our mind, or just the way we were brought up to think, that's a miracle. Well, by definition, miracle means, and I Googled this online, what does miracle mean? A surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific law, by man's law, and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Wow, you don't say, really? Well, duh. We all know that. And guess what? You're a part of this divine agency. So live your life one miraculous day after another. Absolutely. All right. So, oh my goodness. Okay. I know I recommend a lot of books to you, and I'm brought to, this information with my guides, and just even, and as a show producer, listening to other shows, and on Caroline Carey's show, In the Psychic Flow show, on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. She had a special guest on last week, and we all know Psychic Joanne Leo. She's been on Jimmy Mac's show too. But she talked about this author, and I heard, we all hear that. We all hear something, feel something, whether it's a little ping or the pull or the, ooh, you need that book. And so then I go crazy, Google the author, and then I'm like, I'm going to get all the books. But anyway, so I want to share this with you real quick. Is a classic. It's a prosperity classic. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. The Game of Life and How to Play It. This is a 1925 publication, or not this particular one, but that's when it was first written. 1925. By Florence Scovel Shinn. She was a healer and a psychic, and just, this book blows me away. It's a lot of things we hear now. But could you imagine reading this in the late 20s and 30s? People must have thought she was crazy, cray-cray. But she kept herself out of mental institutes. No, stop. I'm not trying to be funny, because that's very scary in itself. All right, so she does have another book too by the author of The Game of Life, The Power of the Spoken Word. That came out later. Now, do you know who was a big fan, a big follower of this spiritual teacher, this master teacher? Because that's exactly what Florence Scovel Shinn was. She's no longer on this earth plane, but she's still teaching and directing and helping. So this master influenced Louis Hay. Louis Hay was a big fan of Florence Shinn. And she got permission to use or republish or rework some of Florence Scovel Shinn's works, and put it in a book, The Magic Path of Intuition. Florence Scovel Shinn, with the foreword, introduction by Louis Hay. And it's so Hay House, isn't it? Like the book, the hardcover, all so colorful, and all these beautiful pictures in here. So Louis Hay, right? And so, it's very interesting. So Miss Shinn died in 1940, and she felt an instant kinship with her. That's usually what happens when everyone has a teacher. And then we go on and then we teach. So no one is recreating the wheel right now. I just want to say this, is that we can hear things being repeated from spiritual teachers, no matter how old they are. And then they come back, keep trying to be inserting the truth, keep inserting it. It never dies because we're keeping it alive. That divine truth finds a way to stay alive. And so repeat that channel, and we all are channeling that same type of information. So I'm going to read a little snippet from her book. I mean, she's got a lot of examples in this book. Now, this is her. So as I'm reading I want you to know that. There's also the time frame. So replace any hymns with hers. Don't be offended, or don't, that's just how, when you read some of the older books, you just can't, just replace him with her or whatever. So don't, and I know people sitting in this circle is not going to really care about that, but you get to see, it's interesting. Even though she's very spiritual, you're affected by that time frame. It's pretty interesting. All right, so I'm going to read one of her examples that just was mind-blowing to me, even though there's a lot. But again, I wasn't going to sit here and have story time and read it to you. So this example of prosperity success is from the 1925 book, A Prosperity Classic, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. So a man came to me asking for treatments for success. The treatments, that's what they called their sessions. It was imperative that he raise within a certain time $50,000 for his business. The time limit was almost up when he came to me in despair. No one wanted to invest in his enterprise, and the bank had flatly refused a loan. I replied, I suppose you lost your temper while at the bank, therefore your power. When you lose your temper, you actually lose your power. You can't control any situation if you control yourself first. Now, I substitute the word control with command, but this was way back. That's okay. You get the gist of what she's saying. So then she goes back. I'll go back to the bank and I will treat. And what she meant is she's going to give him the treatment. All right. So back to, this is her speaking it. My treatment was, you are identified in love with the spirit of everyone connected with the bank. Let the divine idea come out of this situation. He replied, woman, you are talking about an impossibility. You could almost hear this male, this strong male. What? Tomorrow is Saturday. The bank closes at noon, and my train won't get me there until 10. And the time limit is up tomorrow. And anyway, they just won't do it. It's too late. Gave up, didn't he? Or just make what? Well, I replied, God doesn't need any time and is never late. With him, all things are possible. I added, I don't know anything about business, but I know all about God. And he replied, well, it all sounds fine when I'm sitting here listening to you, but when I go out, it's terrible. And that's true. When you're in that comfort of somebody and you get up and then you have to deal with something and it's like, He lived in a distant city and I did not hear back from him for a week. Then came a letter. The letter read, you were right. I raised the money and will never again doubt the truth of all that you told me. So I saw him a few weeks later and I said, what happened? You eventually had plenty of time after all. And he replied, my train was late and I got there with just 15 minutes to 12. I walked into the bank quietly, calmly, and said, I have come for the loan. And they gave it to me without a question. It was the last 15 minutes of time allotted to him. An infinite spirit, God, creator, was not too late. In this instant, the man could never have demonstrated a loan. He needed someone to help him hold to the vision. And that is what one man can do for another. One gets to close his own affairs One that gets too close to his own affairs becomes doubtful and fearful. The friend or healer sees clearly the success, health, or prosperity and never wavers because he is not close to the situation. A keen observer of life once said, "No one can fail if just one person sees him successful." Such is the power of the vision, and many a great man has owed his success to a wife, a sister, a friend who believed in him and held without wavering to the perfect pattern. So that was her. Isn't that beautiful? Now, of course, it could be any woman too. It could be a mother. It could be an aunt. It could be a grandmother. It could be just, and in this case, I mean, it could be now just a partner, but a balance of that feminine and masculine energies. Men were raised to be in that 3D financial mindset of survival. So we're going to get more into that too. This is what we're going to talk about. Through our spoken word, we continually making laws or realities for ourselves. A person knowing the power of the word becomes very careful of their conversation, verbally out loud, with others, and even self-talks and our thoughts. We have been taught that all of our conversations or affirmations and intentions are directing energy to either failure or success. There are not two opposing powers. There's only one. And we're talking about that. Separation is here on the third dimension, but we're pulling away from that. And there is only one. In the upper vibrations, 4D and above, this is beautiful oneness. All right? If you are afraid or fearful, you are giving in to the belief of two powers, of good and bad. And one of them is going to win. Winner, loser. I don't like those odds. You go in the oneness, there's no losers. Good and bad instead of one. As God, creator, source is absolute, there is no opposing power unless man creates it. So to prove to yourself that there is only one power, meet your fear head on. Face a situation fearlessly, and you realize that there is no situation to face, for it falls away on its own weight. Fear attracts, blocks, while fearlessness removes them. Aha. And in a dream, sometimes if your fear's so big, you may dream about a monster or somebody chasing you. And I had this once. This is the past. I don't remember the situation. I just remember the dream of a hooded big creature, looked like the Grim Reaper, was following me. And I would run. And this probably was like the third or fourth dream. And it was repeating because it was fear-based. And so I stopped, and after the first several times, and okay, I have conversations with the angels and guides, and they're like, turn around and meet the fear. Don't run. Stand, turn around, look at the fear face to face. And you actually direct your dreams, by the way. Your dreams and your astral travels, you're the producers. And you can stop it. Laugh and it stops. Laugh if it's not funny and say, this is ridiculous, I'm ending it. And you can end it. So I put all that to test. All works. Well, as far as stop, this is crazy. And to recognize when it's fear-based and stop it pretty much. And I can tell when I'm astral traveling, doing healing work. That's different feeling. They all are different feelings. So the next time I had this dream where I was being chased of a fear-based, I took the advice. I stopped, turned around, looked at this hooded creature. The hood came down and it was me. It was me, my face. It was me. my fears chasing me. And as soon as I confronted it, I got it. And it stopped. I dealt with it, and I never had that dream again. How about we use our words for 3 purposes? This is a challenge. All right, here's your homework. It's a challenge, life work. And I have to catch my mind. All right, because we got years of deprogramming here, or reprogramming. All right. So let's use our words for 3 purposes: to heal, to bless, and to prosper. Now, I know when I was talking about it's great to have a friend in your corner with you, many of us have experienced the friends that really don't want to see us succeed, that they're happier when they see us fall on our face, and that sometimes it's harder to find a true friend. But know that these false people will be removed from you. Just keep healing, blessing, prospering, even them. So we've all heard of peace on earth, goodwill towards men. Goodwill towards man. So the enlightened man, the walking master, endeavors to perfect or balance him or herself so that they may spread the word to their neighbors, or that goodwill, the goodwill to their neighbors, their community, and every living being. Sending out healing, love and light, same thing. Love and goodwill protects from enemies within. Therefore, one has no enemies without or externally. As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. So when you hear someone say that they are without something, it's outside of you. You're trying to create something outside of you. All the manifesting comes from within and then goes out. There is peace on earth for those who sends goodwill to man and to all living beings. We're doing that now. By us being in sacred circle with each other, with one another, we are doing that. Know that. Isn't that beautiful? Whew. I'm on fire right now. Sorry. It's like, woo! Oh, you're welcome, Teresa. Yay, Teresa. Okay, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. It's beautiful. And you can change that out for any situation. If it was money for that example that I gave you, in the book there with Florence Shen's, you can change it out for anything. Any situation that you feel blocked. That might not just be money. It might be something you're trying to get resolved. Yeah? All right, Chris, let's see. I find if I tell myself, if I see an object in my dream, I'll be able to become conscious while I'm sleeping. So I'll be able to, yes, exactly. There you go. That's great. That's good. And yes, it's very easy, people, to observe it and even to direct your own dreams, because they are really our subconsciousness talking to us when we're quiet and we're still. And it's like, hey, here's the truth. It's really to help you and to help you to just connect. We already have all our answers. It's all within us. We have everything that we're seeking within us. We've heard this before, right? So it's just really beautiful. And I love finding like this. This to me is just treasure. People look for buried treasure. This right here. Wisdom from long ago that was shared and still applies today. That's treasure. That's it. That right there. Might not have been, something that you hear about on a daily basis, all right? Because other things take precedence as to what rules this world. So understand that what we created, in the upper vibrations, most definitely is manifested in the lower vibrations. So but we're also, guess what? We're ascending. We are ascending. And so it's getting easier and better and faster to manifest. So what are you manifesting, right? I know, and that was great, Chris. Yes, Teresa. Woo. And yes, Wendy, I know you have very prophetic dreams. Yes, yeah. There's so many different types of dreams, and I know that Wendy has a lot of prophetic. She's a lot of prophecy, a lot, and that's great. That's wonderful. And with those, you just, yeah, I've recently had one of those, and so I just write it down. I shared it with my, sometimes I share them, sometimes I don't. I find that it's better to don't share it. But one of them just was like, I just needed to talk to somebody, so I just shared it with my husband. It was like, check this out. I saw this. And it's like, wow, let me send this healing to that person in the situation. And so there we go. All right. Now wow, look at this time. Just see, when we go in, stepping outside and into the higher vibrations, dimensions, and realms, it is all concept and track of time. But we have plenty of time to send healing out. And this really, healing is very fast and quick, especially the more and more that you do it. Because what we're doing is we are opening up, and it's already been spinning, because I have it pre-going here, pre-spinning. As soon as that intention of healing is put out, then this is what we're going to do. We're all going to work together. The portal, everyone's, I almost said, like waiting. The high vibrational, high dimensional archangels, other angels, light beings, all right, galactic beings, the ninth dimensional unicorns, and of course dragons, are all here to help us plant these light pillars, these healing light pillars, and we're going to direct it to the waters and to the oceans. There was a post that I had several days ago, maybe the beginning of last week, about, and it was tremendous. And I tell you, I have to work through seeing headlines like that, because you feel the sadness, you feel the shock and the horror of why are we harming others like that, other living beings, but that dolphins that have washed ashore, and so it's, whether it's from pollution of the waters or just whatever it is, and we don't want to get too much into what's wrong with it. We know. How about we just send healing, and we send that higher vibration. We send that divine blueprint. This is how it really is. This whole 3D is an illusion, and we're going to change that illusion. All right, that's what we're going to do. So, now this is the time. You can get your Lemurian crystal out. I got mine, and I'm going to, what we're going to do is we're going to work from the east to the west. So we're going to cover, and we can do this once we set the first one. It should be pretty quick. All right. And you can go back and you can work on this anytime. You can direct these healing energies anywhere. Land, place, to people, to situations. But the Lemurian crystals are mostly for the earth. So this is what we're doing. Earth is a living being. We call her Mother Earth because many of us, we've been here so long and we have a fondness. But she's actually called Lady Gaia, Lady Earth, just like Venus is known as Lady Venus. All these planets and the stars, living and breathing beings. Living beings. All right, so we're going to just start, and we're going to go through. Okay, so we're going to cover, going from the east, we're going to cover the Arctic Ocean and the Indian Ocean. As above, so below. So we're going to take care of the Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, all the way to the east there. All right. And so I'm going to take my one Lemurian crystal here, stick it over there. Got this other one. All right, so let's get ready. What we're just calling in all the archangels, angels, intergalactic beings. Everyone's ready. They're there. All right. The ninth vibrational unicorns, dragons, absolutely the dragons. Constantly there. Everyone's there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Arctic Ocean. I'm going to go to the Arctic Ocean. Right there, just hover over. If you don't know where they are, that's fine. Just say Arctic Ocean and we're there. Arctic Ocean, Arctic Ocean. And I like to draw the number 8. For those who don't have Lemurian crystals, with your finger, trace the number 8 on a desk or just in the air. Trace the number or draw it, whatever. Trace the number 8 while we're doing this. Imagining, visualizing, all right? These huge pillars of light, beautiful golden white light, very strong. It's like a column, a conduit of light that's coming down into the Arctic Ocean. And we have the 9th dimensional unicorns coming right down the column of the light, helping to reinforce and to set these pillars of light that we are presenting. They're helping us to set them and to stick them, so to speak, have them take. And they're guiding because they know just the right place in which to set this. All right, this huge pillar of light. And then when it's set, it goes out in all directions. All right, like a vibration. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so that's what I'm hearing. It's the woo, woo, as it vibrates out in all directions. All right, that's done. Very good. Whew. Hold on to what you're experiencing, and we're going to share it at the end because there's a lot we're going to see, feel, impression. All right, now we're going to get to Indian Ocean. Do the same thing. We have some waiting in. For here, I'm being guided. We're 2 are going to be set here in the Indian Ocean. It's fine. They have the exact location where they're doing it. Huge light pillars going down. Unicorns going down the center. And just anchor them in. Anchor, set. Dragons. A lot of dragons on this one. The Indian Ocean. All right. Ooh, ooh. It's going out. It's going out in all directions. Woo. All right. There we go. Wow. That's very intense. Take a sip of water if you need to. That was, woo. I can see why they did 2 pillars because that took the energy in very well. And it's so very much needed. Ugh. All right. Now we're going into the Atlantic, the North and South Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic is the whole. Right now, the Atlantic Ocean. The heart of Atlantis. Here we go. Oh, there's huge pillars already. But we're reconnecting with old pillars that when it went to sleep. We're reactivating. Reactivating some that went to sleep. And there's some that are there already. We're just going to add to, connect, let it anchor in, sync, recognize. Send that out in all directions. That took very smooth. Very nice. Okay. Very good. All right. The one that's really 2 is the Pacific Ocean. Because there's still a lot of, all the oceans can have chemicals and toxicity but there's still a lot of toxic chemicals in the Pacific Ocean that are being tended to. But the more that help to cleanse and plant these pillars of light, it helps even so much more. So I'm being shown 3 in this one, 3 to 7, ranging in sizes, like 3 big ones and then 4 smaller pillars of light. 3 big ones and 4 smaller ones, all around Pacific Ocean. In certain areas, the bigger ones where any nuclear reactors leaked. Yeah. All right. All right. So these pillars are all being planted. They know where to direct them. We're just holding that space, letting the archangels, high vibrational galactic beings, projecting this light down. 9th dimensional unicorns coming down for night in the center of these pillars. They're coming in fast. There's a lot of them. Anchoring, setting. Wow. A lot of dragons here too. Beautiful. The water dragons. Earth dragons. Overseeing too. Yeah. These are going out in all directions. The healing. And as we're planting these pillars, and as we have been planting them, it's connecting with the earth, the land, with the earth's crust, with all the other buried Lemurian crystals. So we're really lighting this grid up, and we are really helping and sending out tremendous healing right now to the earth, to the waters, to the land. But mostly right now, the waters, because they're sometimes neglected. But yet, it's life. It's life source, isn't it? It's what we are made of. Wow. And gently, when you feel you're done, gently just come back into your seat, right where you are, right here, right now. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Take a sip of water. Put down your Lemurian crystals. We are done. And know that you can go back to this at any time. And I give permission, and I'm sure the rest of the Sacred Circle, to sit in Sacred Circle with us by either rewatching this video, or energetically. We all do a lot of work together. So you really do have a healing circle that's formed with archangels, your guides, and loved ones, the light workers that give permission to, yes, if we are helping humanity in the ascension and we're helping heal, absolutely, let's do it. And so you can do this on your own time, whenever you feel like you need to do it, or you get an impression we need to send some healing. There you go. Then let's do that. Okay. Woo! Okay. Hi, Carol Ann. How you doing? Miss Carol Ann Carey in the Psychic Flow. We talked about you earlier, Carol Ann, in a good way. I bet your ears were buzzing. Well, you're psychic. It's very, very powerful, isn't it? I mean, it's just, yeah. Woo! Great stuff. Great, great, great. And I feel, it takes a lot of deep breaths on this one. Isn't it great? Yes, we all came together and we're working together as one, and it's still going. Little vibration. We all may feel little vibrational effects the rest of the night and into the sleep, and that's okay. You're not going to be disturbed for doing this. If anything, this just helps. All right. I know we ran over a little bit, but it was for a great cause. Wasn't it? So thank you, everyone, participating in Sacred Circle with me and with us all. And next week, tune in. Next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see, next Saturday is the new moon, so we'll be in the new moon energies, and we'll talk about new moon energies. Maybe do some more manifestation, some more healing. If there's a certain location that y'all would like to concentrate on, let me know, and we can do this together as a group on our Sunday night healing sessions, our healing circle. So just let me know ahead of time. You can private message me. You can contact me through my website, whitesagewoman.com. There is a contact me page on there now, so that's so much easier to contact me through if you do not have my personal information. So I'm just looking for the feedback here. Oh, yeah, yes. Thank you. Hold on, Sarah. I've seen unicorns dancing in circles. Exactly. Yes. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. 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 Okay. That's great. And you may experience it for, like I said, overnight or for the next 12 hours or whatever. You can help most definitely share your experiences next week. All right. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Robin. I love the feedback from everybody, and have a very good week. Thank you so much. Thank you, Teresa. Good night, Amy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Marie, yes, many blessings to everyone, and felt the vibrations. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah, that's really powerful, feeling those vibrations. And guess what, everyone? I believe in you, and I love you. Until next week, many blessings.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.